Yo, you might want to stay away from that. Pull it out any further, and it'll set off the bomb I planted.
What?
It could very well end up going off anyway. But that'll be up to me.
Oh, what the fuck? I can't keep track of how many times this guy has changed sides.
As long as Kawai's body exists, Kusumoto-san will never be free. So I'll make sure it's never found again. You guys might want to consider stepping out.
Kuwana, you can't do it.
But I can. This was always going to be the backup plan anyway. If you guys hadn't made it down here, I would have blown up both the body and Soma all in one shot. But still, if Soma dies, I'll never get to the one pulling the strings. And Kusumoto-san will never be free of these goddamn shackles.
Kusumoto-san needs to turn herself in. If she keeps trying to hide from all this, she'll be haunted by her past wherever she goes. You'd rather she carry those sins for the rest of her life, and all by herself. Because after today, you won't be there to help anymore. You have to leave. You'll disappear. From here on out, you'll need to live deep in the shadows.
If she turns herself in, she'd never be able to see Mitsuru again. Her son is finally awake, after 13 years in a coma. Does tearing them apart sound like justice to you?
I want nothing more than for everyone involved to get a happy ending. But still, if I turn my back on it now, Sawa-sensei's sacrifice becomes a footnote. That won't work. She can't say her piece without a voice. So if I don't raise mine for her, what justice prevails?
Fine. I'll just push the button. Everyone in here can be blown to hell.
You really gonna do that?
If you guys don't back off, then I will. Do you know how many people I've killed through the years?
Nah. But if you were really that kind of scum, we wouldn't have come down here. You wouldn't be the kind of person worth saving. This one is my fight, guys.
The way I see this, Tak, you and Kuwana both have your reasons. Something to consider. But between the both of you, is there really a right answer?
So we get to have a rematch with him. They decided all. Both with their own forms of justice. Yeah, how good of a fighter he is, how much damage he does.
Bring it up!
Yeah, he deals some good damage. Still got some food items. Yeah, looks like he's got as much health as Soma did. So as long as I can keep laying on the heat. be surprised if he tries to move into the lower spot again. Well, if I can time some dodges well, that'll give me an advantage in this fight. Thankfully, he doesn't have a gun though. So it's just fists and fists. Oh, heal up just in case it's really tough. Use some of these smaller ones. Reversal.
Come get some.
Last health bar. Let's go. Didn't get a chance to dodge there. Oh no! Just slam on the healing items. Ooh.
Bring it on.
And this might finish it. Nope, he'll still have some health left.
Let go.
Is he down? Think so.
What? Kusamoto-san. She shouldn't have to keep suffering. The truth. We put too much value on it. All it does is crush us.
That's not true. It's because the truth was being hidden. That's what led to Sawa-sensei's death, isn't it? Set Kusamoto free. It's time for all this to end. I mean, you've got to already know. When justice breaks, someone's always gonna find a way to redefine it to suit themselves. And from that point of view, everything you do feels justified. That's why you're able to look past the sacrifice and the damage you cause.
No. I didn't want this.
I get that. But who decides what's wrong? Who gets to decide what's right? That's not us. Come on. Sawa-sensei died because you made the choice for her, and you took her truth. Who does that really serve? Tell me who. Why would you want that? The truth is all we have. When the law can't be fair, the truth becomes our last ray of hope. So please, Sawa-sensei's truth, don't take that from her. Kusumoto-san.
Kitakata-sensei!
I couldn't protect you. I couldn't even protect your secret.
Please lift up your eyes. I saw that picture you posted of Kawai's dead face. I took a hard look. This was the man I killed. I saw the pain in his repulsive face. I saw the consequences of my actions. Sawa-san never should have been dragged into this. I saw how I betrayed and abandoned you too.
Kusumoto-san.
I've been frightened ever since. I was scared Mitsuru would find out the truth. I was worried he would discover his mother was a monster. And for you as well, Sensei. You carried it for me. You clung to such a dark secret. I made you do this for so long. I never should have gone through with it. And I won't let you bear the burden of my mistake anymore. That's why I've decided. I'm going to turn myself in. I have some bad news for you, Mitsuru. Your mother won't be coming home for a while. It's not work. But I feel I should warn you. I'm going to be placing a burden on your shoulders. I'm so sorry. Mitsuru?
Please don't worry, Mom. If anything, I should be the one worrying about you.
Huh?
I could tell something was bothering you. You've been hiding a problem for a while, haven't you? I'm sure it's been hard. Especially considering what a burden I've been.
No. That's not it at all.
Don't worry, Mom. I more or less already know. In fact, let me tell you. I was doing physical therapy earlier, and I managed to take a few steps. For the first time in 13 years.
That's wonderful.
It didn't feel like much, really. But still, you know what the doctor said? That if I keep at it, I'll be able to stand on my own 2 feet. And then I'll be able to walk again pretty soon. When that time comes, I'll be there for you. It'll finally be my turn to support you. So please don't worry about me, Mom. Don't let me hold you back. Go do whatever it is you have to do. I'll be waiting.
I'm sorry, Mitsuru. Thank you.
Enter. I don't recall having an appointment with any prosecutors today.
Are you familiar with Kazuki Soma of RK? Public Security's inside man. He infiltrated the Kamurocho underworld on assignment. As you're aware, he got caught up in some illicit activity. You knew this, yet somehow his actions stayed off the record.
Whatever you're talking about, I have no idea, son.
Just so you know, Soma's been arrested by Kanagawa police. The investigation is ongoing. He's the prime suspect in the murder of Yoko Sawa in her Yokohama home. It's our suspicion that he was acting on the orders he received from you, and that would make you complicit in her death. You wanted to manipulate Reiko Kusamoto, and so you stooped to blackmail.
Let me guess why you're here. You want to put all of this out in the open?
If it means exposing the truth, certainly.
You want to burn down Japan? This is bigger than me. It could go all the way up the chain. People of power nationwide would be dragged into your scandal. And some of those people might even be the superiors cutting your paychecks.
Yep. But the bureaucracy isn't the monolith you think it is. The more political power you wield, the more enemies you have waiting in the shadows for the opportune moment to strike. We've met with them, and we have their full cooperation on this.
As a result, Soa-san's security footage has been recovered. It had mysteriously gone missing when the investigation was opened. Upon further review, Kazuki Soma is clearly visible in it. Who would have the authority to order that evidence to be locked away? That would be you, Bando-san.
For my part, I did the things I thought were necessary. I'm trying to maintain order. It's not hyperbole that I've saved us. My actions. So if you intend to drag me through the mud, I'll see you in court.
So we will. That said, we got this far because those detectives persevered. So I wouldn't expect the prosecution to drop the ball now.
Wrapping up loose ends.
We only got this far because those detectives persevered? Huh. Oh, yeah? Wouldn't have expected that from Takano, much less about Yagami.
Yes, but Mafuyu said she overheard it herself. He did really say it.
In the meantime, Ehara-san has been charged for Mikoshiba's murder, and Reiko Kusamoto for Shinya Kawai's death, too. Both of them are fully cooperating with the investigation.
Well, I suppose that ties everything up with a bow. Except for Kuwana.
Yes. Kuwana's still missing. He's the last of the loose ends.
So he is.
You think he's still out there? Would he risk his life to keep hunting down and killing bullies?
Well, I have my doubts about that. Yagami-san believes he can turn over a new leaf.
Some things never really change, do they? This place is still filthy.
Squeaky and clean isn't gonna work for everyone.
That's all a matter of taste. I'd say this place just has flavor.
You brought some snacks?
Yeah. We stopped at the convenience store around the corner on the way here.
Come on, Tak. It ought to be you treating the boys. Bring in some sushi to show them how generous you are.
Oh, should I now? Well, I'm already way ahead of you.
Yo! Did someone order some sushi? Only the best for you guys. Courtesy of Yagami Detective Agency.
So?
Good shit, man. You are a true gentleman. Huh? Hey, what the fuck? There's avocado on this shit. Where the hell did you get this from?
Aniki, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. In fact, that just leaves more for me.
Fine. Then I can chew umi and salmon roe.
Hey, save me the tamago. Long as I got my egg, I'm good.
Who goes for the egg?
I'll leave Kawai's body with you. The cops can have him. But then I'm out. I gotta disappear for a while. I'll fade back into the shadows.
Like hell, man.
If he's arrested, public security would have his head. They'd charge him with the one murder he didn't commit. Sawa-sensei wouldn't get the justice she deserves. And worse, they'd find a way to silence him.
Besides, you don't have any proof that I'm even guilty. Anything they could charge me for would never stick.
Just what are you getting at? You said yourself that you spent the last several years taking out bullies all over the country. That's gotta count for something.
I never left a single shred of evidence behind. So good luck, the cops and the prosecution would have nothing to go on. In a legal sense, all you guys can really do is stand there and watch me walk out of here. The law has never been very good about being flexible. The whole system is hollow. It can't judge who needs to be judged. It can't save who needs to be saved. I'll expose that. Every action I take serves that goal. As long as kids like Mitsuru continue to suffer out there, I'll do it for them. Even if it means I have to keep my hands dirty, I don't care. Goodbye.
You're right about one thing. The law is hollow. As it stands now, the system does fail people. All the same, the law evolves. We have to make it better. But it takes time, and the work is never done. That's why. That's why as long as the law lets people fall through the cracks, I'm gonna be there. Except, I won't do it anything like you.
We already know you're the one who snitched. You didn't think we'd find out?
Come on, don't you have anything to say? Huh? You owe us an answer, don't you?
I'm sorry. And there it is. I knew you were lying all along. You are a lying piece of shit, huh? What do you have to say for yourself?
You think your apologies are gonna cut it? You're in deep shit, girl, and that's not how this fucking works. So look over here real quick. Say, I'm a bitch and a liar for the camera.
Do it, or it's gonna get a lot worse.
Wow, isn't this gross? What are they doing to that poor girl?
3 against 1? That's so freaking weak!
Pretty fucked up to gang up on her like that.
Who said that?
Shit. Come on, move it.
You don't have to. You've got no reason to go with these guys.
What the hell? Mind your own business, assholes!
Do you really think we're the ones being assholes?
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
You guys gotta learn when it's time to give it a rest.
Who the hell are you guys?
Hey, you three. You need to leave. And stay away from that girl.
Terrible kids. I'm so glad someone finally stood up for that young lady.
I know. Aren't those Serio High students?
Hey, let's just go. Come on.
Are you okay? I'm sorry. No, don't be. I'm sorry. Really. I just wish I had seen what was happening earlier. You'll be fine.
So to our breaking news. After an anonymous report, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police have announced the discovery of 5 murder victims. Found in areas across the country, all 5 victims have evidently been deceased for several years. According to the anonymous tip, the common thread between these victims is that they were all at one time accused of malicious school bullying. The police are working quickly to identify them, and an investigation task force is being launched immediately. This task force's first challenge will be to secure the cooperation of law enforcement across all of the prefectures involved.
Well, I guess that's all. Oh, nice. pretty much like the last one. You're actually in the Yagami office and something's going on. You can actually look around the room while they do their stuff. That's awesome. Right off the bat, I have to say this game actually did really well, in my opinion. Where everything from the story to the gameplay to its side activities to even all the characters, I really liked, and they were fantastic. Might be slightly biased on it just because I played the previous one, but I still hold it compared to the original as well. And even in the gameplay mechanics, I was actually surprised some of the things that were, were either a hassle or didn't really work that well. In the previous one, they actually either got rid of or modified, such as the sneaking around sections instead. Well, actually, there wasn't sneaking around sections in the previous one, and there actually was in this one. They actually did a really good job with distractions and everything, too. The crippling effect actually reduced your max health unless you had a medkit. They actually removed that, but they started you out with low health, so it actually incentivized more of trying to increase your health. Changes like that I really liked, and even the side cases, where there's different side cases between some in Kamurocho and others in Ijincho, and then you had their own school cases, that then you also had to interact with different clubs, do different cases, interact with different students, which was really cool actually. And even with that, speaking of going between Kamurocho and Ijincho, I thought that was done so well that before I thought, oh, okay, most of the story will take place in Ijincho and we'll randomly be going to Kamurocho a few times for no reason or for little story reasons, but they actually did a good job on splitting the reason you were going between the two. Where some of the story was in Ijincho and then others you were actually searching around Kamurocho, which is really cool. As well as the graphics look like the first Judgment, but they still even improved on that, which is fantastic. Everything looked great, livable, breathable, awesome designs and detail. And overall, just the game was really fun. And the story even though it was a little bit of a slower start, I liked it at first, and I really started getting into it within the first 2 to 3 chapters. And then any time it would start to go down, the next 2 or 3 chapters would ramp it right back up, which was awesome and really cool. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and leave you guys to see the credits, because everyone who actually took part in making this game definitely deserved their credit. So I'll let you watch this, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the end.
の日あの時ここで何ができれば変われていたかな夢の中で今日もそれはずっとこちらを見てるただ静かにそっとこの首に両手をかけてこの悪夢にずっと閉じ込めて苦しめるならここで殺して今すぐここで殺してお前らのせいだお前らのせいだあの記憶もこの制裁もお前らのせいだお前らのせいだ本心なんて聞きたくない知りもしない奴らは言う何が正しくて誰が悪か決めつけてそこの浅い倫理広げてお前らのせいだお前らのせいだ疲れたんだ何もかもお前らのせいだお前らのせいだあの記憶もこの制裁もお前らのせいだお前らのせいだ言い訳なんて聞きたくない後悔や絶望苦痛も全部かさくらえ
Alright, and we got our results at the end. Didn't really get many of those town go missions cleared, that's fine. Playtime, 29 hours, 29 minutes. It's not bad at all, really, for mainly focusing on the story and doing some side cases. Money earned, 1.8. Total spent, 809,000. 114 encounters. Still less than 1,000 enemies defeated. A lot of EX actions. Sadly, we didn't complete any of these school stories, but that's okay. 13 out of 42 side cases, so we had 52 overall. 0 of 1 girlfriends. We learned 84 out of 184. Total completion, 18.5%. And that just goes to show how much there is to the game, really. Cool. Legend, Premium Adventure, Premium New Game Plus, and 500,000 yen. And we're going to put that on its own save right here. Now I think it goes straight to the menu. Yep. So yeah, final thoughts for this. Actually, we'll go ahead and load up that last save. Explore the city, Premium Adventure, yep. Essentially, if you haven't seen the previous Judgment gameplay or anything like that, Premium Adventure is essentially stories complete, and basically you can just go around town and do whatever you want. You can pass time, change from night to day. You can do all the side cases that you missed. You can go complete school stories. You can essentially do anything you want and everything you missed out on or didn't complete through the main story time, through the main gameplay. Through the initial playthrough that you could just wrap up at the end. Which is one of the reasons I really like it. And in this one then, in Premium Adventure, you can explore around the 2 different cities, which is really cool. But yeah, my final thoughts on this are, for the story, it's really good and really fun. And
what the? Destroying.
And from what I've definitely got to say to it, with comparing it to its original, is it's definitely improved on
There it is. Destroying.
everything that's done. which helps make it very fun. So with that, taking that the story was really good. It was actually emotional. I really liked how everything came together, and it went at a really well pace too. It didn't, when it sped up, it actually still stretched out and made sure to fill you in on everything in between each point, which is amazing. Extremely fun, the combat, and even the mini games were really fun, of the ones that I did complete, or participate in, I should say. Graphics obviously look amazing on it, both in the cutscenes and the in-game cutscenes. Both look fantastic, although it was weird. Certain random points where you were reading the text instead of characters saying them, that I thought was weird, but very, very negligible, which is totally fine. So overall, with how I felt on playing it and how much I completed, which since the percentage was 13.5%, there's so much more of the game to actually explore and do, that overall, considering just how fun it was, and that was even with taking some time for side cases and not just focusing on the main story, just with that, from more of the average gaming perspective, I think, well, I know I would actually give this a 9 out of 10. And the reason for that is just because of how fun it was in the initial playthrough. Now there's so much more to the game, and I already enjoyed side cases and school cases. That just goes to show you that each one is still going to be very cool and gives you a lot more gameplay time as well. So it's a lot more time for fun. It was already fun on its own, and I could see myself actually replaying through the story just to experience all that again, because it was that good. But here's the kicker with something like this, where it's an open world game that actually has different stuff to do. That with an open world game, I may actually continue with some other parts, doing the side cases and the school cases and things like the dance club and things like that.
There you are.
And if I do, this rating may actually get changed if I do those parts. So definitely keep that in mind. It could go up, could stay the same, or could go down.
Attaboy.
Oh, nice, got a CD. But yeah, with that in mind, definitely hope you guys enjoyed the story, the gameplay, the whole walkthrough in general. And I would totally recommend actually buying this. Well, let me rephrase that. I would recommend buying this if you like a game with variety that has a really good story and that beat 'em up kind of combat. If you don't care for the beat 'em up combat and the various side activities, I probably wouldn't wholly recommend this to people, but overall, it's definitely worth a buy, in my opinion. But with that, hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough. Definitely like, comment, subscribe on your thoughts for the game and everything. And see you in the next series, or see you in some later videos for this. Either way, take care, have a great day.